Duh. I don't
Yes,
know if that's
it
any better.
was. It was the mutual. Oh no,
That was the besties that say oh no together.
you can stay together. That's right.
Oh,
I love
golly.
that.
Oddities. Stay strange.
Hi, Odd Fam. Welcome back to Oddities. I'm Cassie.
I'm Kelly.
I almost said I'm Kelly. I like totally almost brain farted. It was just like I'm Kelly.
The amount of times I've nearly been like, I'm Cassie,
it's
after
because I
you just say I'm Cassie.
it's because I'm like anticipating how this usually goes. And I
Yeah.
was just like, anyway, welcome back to Strange Town. The strangeness is beginning already. As
Ask us how we're functioning.
yeah, ask us how we are today. As per usual, friends, Romans, countrymen, we have all of our information in the description. We have our social media. We have our merch shop. The holidays are coming. Get your shopping. It's like sales every week, kids. So, like,
Sales upon sales upon sales on top of sales.
you can also, of course, gift a Patreon subscription to your favorite Odd Fam member if you'd like.
I forgot that that was a possibility. What an amazing gift you can give somebody. The gift
Uh,
of us.
our faces every week. Isn't that so thoughtful? Um,
Oh.
so chickadee check it out. And we also, of course, have a link to our website that has all of these things. We are gearing up to wrap up this year, and we only have a handful of recordings left, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And um, so, if you have any topics you'd love for us to cover in the new year, we still have a rager of a list from you all, but we can always add to it. And or if you have, of course, a personal story or something, feel free to send that in as well. Big shout out to the artists that have helped us out with our show. They're all cited in our little description as well. How's my bestie?
I'm just so happy to be recording with you on a Monday morning.
Yes.
I'm actually this week. I'm so excited about this week. We have the entire week off.
It's so
I
nice.
couldn't be more thrilled.
I'm thrilled for you. That's so great.
I there will be a lot of downtime this week. A lot of Christmas crafts this week, I think,
Hell
too.
yeah.
You know, crafting is my happy place. That sounded like such a cliche, and I don't give a shit.
It's
Um,
crazy, girl.
crazy, girl, crazy. Um, I don't have a lot going on this week. I now have a 7-year-old.
You guys are about to have the
That
littest fucking day.
we're gonna have a great day today, and I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm excited for him. He the way he planned out what he wanted to do today was so cute. And like it makes my heart happy that he's at that age where he can plan exactly what he wants to do
Yeah,
and we're not planning it for him essentially,
he
if
was
that
like,
makes sense.
he was putting together his plan, and it was like step one: have a baller fucking day. He picked the
Yeah.
sickest shit. I signed my ass up. I'm coming. I'm coming. I got a long trip ahead of me, but I'll be there soon.
Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna go do Build a Bear
Hell yeah,
cuz Build a Bear you I don't know if our listeners know this, but on your birthday you pay your age.
that's wonderful.
And then we're walking over to Sky Zone to have a trampoline day with his best friend
Sick.
and all that fun stuff. So, and we have cake. He has a Minecraft themed birthday this year.
Nice, nice.
I made an awesome balloon arch last night,
Killed it again.
which this morning I was like, wow, I did that.
Proud of you. Now you know how my mom felt after like every order she ever did. Wow, I
Your mom
did
is
that.
amazing.
Listen, the work you've done would make her proud. I know it.
So yeah, it's a great day so far. I just again in disbelief that I have a 7.
I literally can't believe it's been 7 years. What the fuck?
Literally am not handling this well at all. So there's that. We were discussing things this last weekend of like, oh yeah, 7 years ago I went into labor, and like that was a harsh reality.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And then, like, we had seen the grandmas yesterday, and she had asked me, "Oh, do you know his like? Do you remember his birth story?" And I was like, "Damn right I do."
Like,
Like, you
girl,
don't
how could I
forget that.
forget it? Yeah.
Yeah. So we shared that stuff, and like it was funny because he was listening to the whole time, and it seemed like he was actually very excited to hear it this year.
Nice.
That was cute and all that stuff. So yeah, what are you gonna do? But it's gonna be a good day. So how's my birthday?
Your best is good. I have a short week too, which we'd love to see it.
Love
Just
it.
just got back from a little jaunt to the Finger Lakes, so I took today off because I always take off the day after I get back from a trip to recoup. And also, since it's Thanksgiving week when we're recording this bitch, I had some serious grocery shopping to do because we were hosting again. So it was like a cool start to the morning. Took my happy ass over to Trader Joe's, got all my shit, came back, did a couple of things like set up our little Thanksgiving table. It looks like Trey cute. I have turkey placemats. I love them so much. And then, we hopped on here and we're just having a blast. And I'm going to edit this shit later. I got a couple other things, like a couple other errands to run and stuff later today. And then I work tomorrow. And then I took a half day Wednesday. And then I'm off Thursday, Friday. So I'm working a grand total of a day and a
Oh,
half this week.
you have a great week planned.
I do have a great week planned. And, the day after Thanksgiving is spent putting up decorations inside for Christmas. Like our
Damn
tree's going
right
to
it
go up.
is.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
looking forward to post Thanksgiving sandwiches. I live for the day after Thanksgiving. It's like my sole reason of
That is the
existence.
best day of November.
I'm making some
Is the day
soup.
after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so it's about to be a great week, I think. Um, and then we've got to kick off with watching all of the crappy holiday movies, of which there are plenty this year, it seems.
Yes. Yes, it does.
I think the first one, it's been a request from my mother. She came across it. It's called Three Wise Men and a Baby.
Shut the fuck up. Sign my
I
happy ass up. I need to watch it right now.
And then there's a sequel to it apparently called like Three Wise Men and a Little Boy. So I guess we know what the baby is. But regardless,
Okay, you've seen Three Men and a Baby, right?
yeah, like ages ago, but it's a great
Okay.
movie.
I'm obsessed with that movie. It was
Hmm.
like it's something I
Great
watched on
movie.
repeat when I was a kid, so like I have to.
Yeah. I
But
forget what she
I
said
guess
it's
it
on.
I guess it makes sense. Three men and a little baby, three men and a little, three wise men and a baby, and then three wise men and a boy,
But
three
that
men
sounds
and
like
a
a
little
little.
lady. So I see where they went on that.
The Three
I'm
Wise Men
intrigued.
and a Little Boy sounds a little bit like a pedophile situation.
Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable.
Like it's dangerous for the little boy potentially, but I guess we'll see. I don't think it's that kind of movie. I'm gonna say it's probably not. Anywho, when we
I'm just
watch
gonna
it,
say
I'll
they
let you
probably
know.
could have done a better job, maybe naming that movie.
I know they could have done a better job with that shit, big time.
Yep.
Um, so anyway, I think those are gonna be our first couple on the list there. Of course, I've also seen that there's like Christmas in Notting Hill. I don't know. There's like a lot of shit this
Yeah.
year, so it's gonna be great. My mom is the queen of like Hallmark holiday films.
Why
We're
am
we're
I not
branching
surprised?
we're branching out into of course Netflix holiday films too. It's which are quickly becoming the same formulaic type of shit as the Hallmark holiday movies. Fun fact, our wedding weekend, my parents spent the whole weekend, I mean when they weren't at the wedding and stuff, like the downtime in their room, they watched Hallmark holiday movies the whole time.
I know.
Do you remember that
because
shit?
because the several times I went to check on them wedding day.
They were watching it. I love that for them so much.
Oh, I have to tell you something. Listen,
Yes. Okay.
at the risk of bringing this up for the third week in a row,
Okay. Corey's arms.
Yep. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Editing that shit,
Were we dying?
I had
Were you
told you.
dying?
Okay, I had to pause and start over too many times. It's embarrassing to tell you how many times I had to because I was rolling.
Just dying.
But then on top of it, like I had told you, I'm going to be cutting some of this out. I couldn't.
You
I had
can't.
to leave all of it in because if I cut any of it out, it makes no fucking sense.
It was just like it was like a train wreck you couldn't not listen to.
The
Like
Odd
you
Fam, I
had
want
to
to
listen to that.
apologize if you're still here, but also if you didn't think that shit was funny.
I mean, I don't know if they're gonna like feel it as much because they don't know Corey, but like
That's valid.
it's just. I maybe we need to take a poll. How did you guys feel about the worm story?
Maybe at the end of the week, we do that.
Yeah, we can put it up on Instagram.
Just
Just like,
just to see who listened. Ooh.
ooh, I again, sometimes when I'm sad, I just think about that and I just 100% feel better immediately because the whole thing was so fucking ludicrous. It was
Here's the
so.
thing. Here's the better part. I thought of after having to edit that, I then thought about him doing that wearing the Mike Wazowski hat.
I, I wish. I wish he wore that to bed and just like. That's what- I'm so dead. I can't. I can't.
I'm so glad he doesn't listen to this.
I I might make him listen to that episode just to listen
If
to
he
the
knew how much
retelling.
we.
roast roast him. Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
I love it.
Oh, my
Anyway,
face hurts again.
that's the insanity that is us. Um we're just shy of our usual 13 minutes of prattling, but I think we're pretty damn near close. Shall we get this puerty stuerted?
Sure.
I think you went first last time, right?
I've no. Well, no, it was a listener's
Oh, it was
episode.
listener's episode. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
mine's like a little short and sweet nugget. Like, what's your situation?
Mine's through creme.
Ooh, all right. Let's start with yours because mine's like, you know, not as heavy.
I
Ooh,
got some
creme.
through creme, which ironically is blowing up on the internet right now, and I did not plan it that way.
Oh my god, shut up. Okay, I'm excited. I wonder if this has shown up on my shit too.
I would be surprised if it
Probably,
hasn't.
it probably has. Yeah.
I'm gonna be talking about the baby Garnet case.
I don't know this.
Okay, well I'm glad then actually,
Oh my
because
god, I'm freaking psyched. Okay.
okay, so in June of 1997, the remains of a deceased infant were discovered in a campground pit toilet in the Garnet Lake campground.
That
In
is
the
so
upper pit,
rude.
I
In a
know it's
toilet.
awful.
That is so rude. Okay.
Um, it in at Garnet Lake campground in the Upper Peninsula, Hudson Township. An autopsy at the time determined that the descendant had to have been of term or near term infant, meaning the gestational age was between 36 to 42 weeks.
Oh,
So
okay. We're
the
we're right
mother
there.
had to
Yeah.
have given birth
Yep.
at full term, essentially. The Mackinac County Sheriff's Office and Michigan State Police investigated the death throughout the summer and in autumn of 1997. Though no witnesses or viable leads were developed, the deceased came to be known as Baby Garnet. So, in 2017, investigative efforts were renewed when Michigan State Police Detective Sergeant initiated a familial genetic testing trace because
Ooh.
of a 23andMe genetic test. It
Ooh.
triggered DNA results
Yes.
or a
Okay.
leak.
Now things are getting good now.
So, like, this case captivated everyone, obviously, right? Because of the tragedy.
Yeah.
And it is a tragedy. The baby was born. You didn't want to keep the baby. The baby either died or you did something and then just disregarded the baby in a toilet. And that's
Ah,
awful.
that is awful. I literally don't know why this happened to me, but when you said tragedy, in my mind, there was this one time on the internet where somebody was making fun of like kids' names, where everybody like is adding like EIGH at the end, and they were like, "This is my kid tragedy," and it was spelled like.
Oh,
and then
I
that
know exactly
reminded
what you're talking
And
about.
then that reminded me of when you and I were doing the haunted house real estate, and we came across that. What was that kid's name?
Oh God,
I
I
don't
can't
remember what
remember.
it was, but anyway, I'm sorry. This is totally a tragedy, and I need to rein my shit in. I'm sorry.
At this time, the FBI, who possessed the skeletal remains of baby Garnet, um, had the lab received remains to test by this time in 2020. And in 2022, a DNA profile was developed and returned indicating specific family lineage.
Oh, okay.
The results led investigators to Nancy Gerto- Gertowicz, Gertowatsky,
Close enough.
then living in Pindale, Wyoming. In addition, the DNA testing of her obtained by via search warrant confirmed her percentage. This is the kicker.
Oh my
It was
god.
her
Okay.
it was her granddaughter that did the DNA test
Oh my god.
that set
So
up
she.
like, hey, this is a percentage match. So investigators knew that this obviously wasn't her, right? Because she age wise, she
Right.
obviously didn't give birth, right?
Does
But
not
they knew
compute.
there was
Yeah. Right.
links. So they interviewed her. Then they tested her mom. They knew it wasn't her, but it was a direct link to her.
Oh
She had
no.
no
Okay.
contact with her mom, but knew where she lived. And that's what linked them to her. And she's still alive. She was then arrested and she's about to set trial or
Holy
is in
shit.
trial and has, I think, this is all fuzzy right now because it literally just blew up this week and I did not plan this.
You need to do a part two.
So, from what I can tell, she is being charged with manslaughter
Okay.
and improper disposing of a body and concealing of a body.
I mean, yeah, I would call it that, definitely.
Baby Garnett's death could have 100% been prevented. It was asphyxiation.
Ugh. So she gave birth to
And
the baby and then killed the baby and then threw the baby in the toilet.
she gave birth to the baby at her home, concealed the baby, and then went to the lake to discard.
Jesus.
That all came forward. So,
That's brutal.
I originally didn't have. I mean, I had like a cliffhanger of we don't know what her full ending is here,
Right.
but now we know what her full ending is here. She's going to jail, prison.
She has got, if she, I swear to
No,
God, if
no,
somehow.
she will be going to prison. They're not.
Okay. Okay.
They're
All
not.
right. All right.
She's
I was
been in
going to.
jail for awaiting a trial since May, and the trial has just started or
I
is
was about
just now
to
finishing up. So,
I was about to go off about our legal system as per usual.
yeah. No, they're taking this very seriously. It's really wild to me, and I'm amazed here. I'm so happy for the baby and the sheer fact of like justice, right? Because there's so many cold cases that just don't get solved.
Oh, yeah. No, this
That
is
just
like,
don't get solved.
it's so cool to be a part of one that finally has
That
like
did.
closure to it. Yeah. Because I mean, this has been cooking for some time,
Yeah,
so
absolutely crazy. Absolutely
wow.
crazy.
All right,
So
well,
that
now
is
I
the baby
know.
Garnett case.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing the rest of today. I'm gonna
And it
read up on
is
this.
essentially case closed.
It is. Wow. Okay. Very interesting. Good job, Bestie. All right. So you decided on this topic before it started blowing up online, or it blew up online, and you were like, "Sign me up."
I decided on this topic in May when I had found out about her
Oh.
killer being found. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. been researching, didn't realize her trial was this like I think they've been trying to keep it quiet. Her granddaughter came on TikTok and was like, "This is the story of how I got my grandmother put into prison," and that's when it blew up.
Holy shit. Okay.
So it blew up this. That's what I'm sorry. That's what blew it up because I didn't see anything else about it until that happened.
Yeah.
So, and I'm wondering if she had like if there must have been a press release or something that was going to be coming forward that she was comfortable enough to announce it.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's I'm 100% responsible for the situation due to the fact that I did a 23andMe ancestry
Hmm.
and I was able to link it. And she goes, I have no relationship with her. I've never had a relationship with her.
Okay, I was gonna ask about that
Yeah.
part too. Okay, interesting.
So it was like pretty interesting stuff, but
It is.
just shocking and a little jarring.
Families. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah.
That is. But it is jarring. It is a rough case, but to a degree, a happy ending because at least there's a resolution.
Yeah.
So, um, I couldn't possibly be heading in more of a different direction. Of course, as we do. This is a listener topic. I did the thing again where I didn't write down from who, but I believe this is from Cousin Caitlin. So, tentatively, thank you, Cousin Caitlin.
Thank you, Cousin Caitlin.
I'm talking about the Hatfield floods. It's not what you
Ooh.
expect. It's very much not what I expected. So, a key player in all this is a man by the name of Charles Mallory Hatfield. He was an American, quote-unquote, rainmaker.
Rainmaker.
He made it rain.
I like it.
Yeah, so Charles was born in Fort Scott, Kansas, July 15th, 1875. His property speculator father, Stephen, moved the family to Southern California in 1886, settling firstly in San Diego, where Hatfield Sr. built 3 houses before establishing a home on a 40-acre ranch and olive grove at Gopher Canyon near Bonsall, 40 miles north of the city. First of all, I would love to live on a 40-acre ranch and olive grove.
Same. Sign
Like,
my happy ass up.
snacking on olives, making olive oils all day long. Like, hell fucking yeah. All right, well, that's our compound. As an adult, Charles became a salesman for the New Home Sewing Machine Company. And in 1904, he moves to Glendale, California. Growing up, he studied pluviculture and began to develop his own methods for producing rain. And I was like, help, what is pluviculture? And I actually
Yeah,
looked this
I literally
shit up.
literally my brain, help, what is that?
It is actually rainmaking. It is the art of making artificial rainfall. It's a thing.
Shut up. Okay.
Who even fucking knew this existed? Because I sure as hell didn't. But anyway, it's what he studied. And he starts developing his own methods for producing rain. He was inspired by the way a boiling kettle attracted the water vapor rising from an adjacent steaming pan on his mother's stove. And he was like, you know what, bitch? That's genius. And so anyway, he's like, I'm going to make rain. So by 1902, he's created a secret mixture of 23 chemicals. Yikes.
Okay.
In large galvanized evaporating tanks that he claimed attracted rain. And he called himself a moisture accelerator.
Oh my god, no.
The number of times I gagged when I read that, I was like, let's not call
I'm
ourselves that.
uncomfortable.
But okay. Anyway, in 1904, promoter Fred Binney begins a public relations campaign on Hatfield's behalf. And a number of Los Angeles ranchers saw his ads in newspapers, and they promised Hatfield, or that Hatfield promised, for $50, he would produce rain for these farmers. In February, Hatfield and his brother Paul built this evaporating tower at La Crescenta, where Hatfield released his mixture into the air. And his attempt was apparently successful, so the ranchers paid him $100. And contemporary Weather Bureau reports described the rain as a small part of a storm that was already coming, but Hatfield supporters totally disregarded this explanation. They were like, it's solely because of Hatfield. So, After this, he starts to receive more job offers. He's like, now we're fucking cooking. So he promises Los Angeles 18 inches of rain, and he apparently succeeds. He collects a fee of $1,000. And for his effort, Hatfield had built his tower on the grounds of the Esperanza Sanitarium in Altadena near Rubio Canyon. Are any of these areas familiar to you?
Yes.
Okay. So, 1906, he's invited to the Yukon Territory, and he agrees to create rain for the water-dependent mines of the Klondike goldfields. So the Klondike contract was for $10,000, but after unsuccessful efforts, he kind of like he slips away, and he only collects like $1,100 for expenses. But this like seemingly colossal failure actually didn't deter his supporters at all. So in 1915, the San Diego City Council, pressured by the San Diego Wide Awake Improvement Club, approaches Hatfield to produce rain to fill the Morena Dam reservoir. Hatfield offers to produce rain for free, then charge $1,000 per inch, which breaks down to like $393 per centimeter for between 40 and 50 inches, and then free again for anything over 50 inches of rain. The council votes 4-1 for a $10,000 fee payable when the reservoir was filled, and then a formal agreement is never drawn up, even though Hatfield continues based on a verbal understanding. So, with his brother again, they build a tower beside Lake Morena. It was ready early in the new year. And then January 5th, 1916, heavy rain begins, and it grows gradually heavier, like day by day, and dry riverbeds fill to the point of flooding. Worsening floods destroyed bridges, marooned trains, and cut phone cables, not to mention flooding homes and farms. 2 dams, the Sweetwater Dam and one at Lower Otay Lake, overflowed. Rain stopped on January 20th, but resumed 2 days later. And then on January 27th, Lower Otay Dam broke, increasing the devastation, reportedly causing about 20 deaths, although there are like varying accounts on the exact number of deaths. But anyway, Hatfield talks to the press on February 4th, and he says that the damage is not his fault. He's like, this isn't on me, even though I'm the rainmaker. This is on the city. Like, they should have taken adequate precautions. So he is like, I fulfilled the requirements on my contract. I filled a reservoir. The city council refuses to pay the money unless Hatfield would accept liability for damages, but those were claims already worth $3.5 million. Besides, there was no written contract. So Hatfield tries to settle with them for $4,000 and then sues the council. And the suit continued until 1938, when the courts decided that the rain was an act of God, absolving him of any wrongdoing, but it also meant that Hatfield didn't get his fee. So Hatfield's fame by this point continues to grow. He receives more contracts for rainmaking. Among other things, in 1929, he was hired by the Standard Steamship and Fruit Company of New Orleans to stop a fire on a 100,000-acre banana plantation in Honduras. Later, the Bear Valley Mutual Water Company wanted to fill Big Bear Lake. However, during the Great Depression, he had to return to his work as a sewing machine salesman, and his wife Mabel divorces him in 1931, claiming in the divorce settlement that Hatfield had hidden some of his earnings from her. So she's like, I'm pissed. So anyway, he dies January 12th, 1958, and he took his chemical formula with him to his grave in the Forest Lawn Memorial Park Cemetery in Glendale, California. Over the course of this rainmaking career, he claims at least 500 successes. According to later commentators and those who encountered him, his successes were mainly due to his meteorological skill, detailed study of rainfall statistics, and innate sense of timing, selecting periods where there was a high probability of rain anyway. And John L. Bacon, mayor of San Diego, who studied Hatfield's so-called successes, regarded him as nothing more than a, quote, darned good weather prophet. In the midst of California's historic drought, the San Diego Library opens an exhibit that reminds the communities of the measures that used to take to get the rain that they needed. And then in late 1915, San Diego hired a... Oh, no, never mind. Sorry. I don't know why. My notes started repeating again. So anyway, that's Charles Hatfield. He like supposedly made rain.
The
I don't.
conspiracy in my brain is coming out.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it. I want to hear this.
Okay, so you've heard about like how the government
Here we go.
makes those weather clouds to make the rain come and cause severe flooding and all this stuff, right?
No, but
You've never
I'm
heard that conspiracy?
no, but it's this is obviously part of it.
What if they exhumed him to get his formula?
And they're doing it. I was gonna say, what if they just like pin all that shit on him in the end, and they're like, no, it was actually Hatfield. He like
I,
fucked everything over.
I'm very
I don't know.
next week on Oddities.
Next week, conspiracy theories galore. But that's anyway. That's Charles Hatfield. Never knew this figure existed. Never knew that there was
This
something
is
so called as a rainmaker. I don't buy it for 1 second. I think he was a clever businessman, and again, yeah, I think he had some decent meteorological skills. Which,
that yeah.
if he had tapped into that, probably could have had a very successful career going that route. But yeah, that's him. I don't think his
That is
chemicals had anything to do with any of it.
the 23 chemicals is also making me think of just Dr. Pepper, I'm not gonna lie. Um I really thought that's the direction we were going in. I'm gonna be just really straightforward. So
Surprise, bitch.
almost, but I like would like to hand something to you if you need it. Okay. Anyways,
Anyway,
um,
that's the Hatfield floods. It's not what you'd expect.
you did an excellent job.
Thank you.
I Yeah, you can't convince me he wasn't raining Dr. Pepper though. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, nobody commented if the rain was delicious. So we just don't know. I mean, it could be. It could be.
I It is very fascinating. I think he was a very clever meteorologist of his time.
Yeah, I think he was undoubtedly a smart dude, but
Yeah.
a con
A,
man
a
nonetheless.
con man meteorologist, which one can argue most meteorologists are. So,
To a small degree, yes.
yes.
And no, so whoever did get like send this in, I think it was you, cousin Caitlin. If not, thank you for this. This was great. Feel free to step forward and correct me, and I'll give you credit on our next recording. But yeah, this was a fun one. Weird history. We love to see it.
We love weird history. It's the best.
It is the best. So yeah, let us know what you think about these topics. And until next time.
Stay strange.